Hello, friends. Welcome back to another session of EC Made Easy. After looking into the basics of bipolar junction transistor, now it is time to look at what a field effect transistor is and how it's constructed and its basic working principle. A field effect transistor basically is bar of one type of semiconductor, say N type, and this bar is called a channel. It has got two ends. One end is the source of charge carriers, and the other end is the drain of charge carriers. So, when we apply a potential across this, then the electrons travel from the source to the drain through this bar, and they make a cycles and hence form the current. It's simply ohmic circuit as long as only n type of material is there because of trivalent pentavalent atoms added into this. This has got some number of free electrons made available, and these electrons will be making the current to flow when a potential is applied. The whole scenario changes when another layer comes into picture, and that's a p type of material. This one is surrounding this bar. So what we get now is there is a n type material and there is a p type material, and because of which there will be a depletion layer, a layer which doesn't contain any mobile charges. So this depletion layer, and because of this connection, what happens is the electrons are repelled away from this negative terminal, and the electrons are attracted towards the drain. Therefore, more and more electrons get attracted towards the drain compared to the source, and hence the depletion layer is more widen near the drain compared to the source. That's a depletion region we have when this source and drain are connected in this particular polarity. This terminal, what we have, is called the gate, and this gate is going to affect the size of the depletion layer as we discussed in our junction diode case. When reverse bias is applied, that means when a negative potential is applied to p type and positive to the n type, that's a reverse bias to this junction. So whenever a reverse bias is junction is applied, then the depletion layer will increase in its size, and with increase in the applied potential, the depletion layer will also increase. So by depletion layer we mean this region of the semiconductor bar is not available for carrying any current. So no current is allowed to flow in this. It's only the remaining part will be allowed to flow. So with the increase in reverse bias at the gate and source, the depletion layer widens and hence the channel available for conduction reduces. So with the increase in reverse bias voltage between gate and source, then depletion region widens, that means increases. So because of this, the channel width decreases and current carrying capacity reduced, therefore current flowing reduces. This current is from drain to source because the electrons are moving from source to drain. So the conventional current direction is from positive to negative. So the current reduces. So with increase in voltage between gate and source that is connected in the reverse direction, the current reduces. So this VGS influences IDS, and if we have any resistance here, then we get a drain voltage which is something to do with the uh, IDS in times RD, and if IDS increases, then VD will also increase. So with the change in input voltage, you find change in the output current. Change in output current through a resistor can be made to change in output voltage. So voltage change in input produces voltage change in output, and this voltage change is a very small required to make sufficient change in the depletion layer size, and that in turn is going to change the IDS sufficiently large. So small change here is going to make large change in IDS. This large change when multiplied with RT is going to make much more large change in VD. So that way you can say VD is proportional to IDS, IDS in turn proportional to VGS, and therefore VD you can say proportional to VGS. And one important thing is in this case, the whole thing is initiated because of this voltage, and hence it is a voltage driven system as compared to bipolar junction transistor, which is current driven system because the collector current depends on the base current, whereas here the output current depends on the voltage. And this all effects are seen only when we reverse bias gate and source. In the forward bias you don't find much uh, interesting facts, therefore we don't work in the forward bias of the gate source junction, we only work with the reverse bias. So we just apply reverse bias to the gate source, and proportional to that change in the reverse bias you find change in the IDS, proportional to change in IDS you find change in VD. So a small change here can produce a large change across this. So you can say it's a voltage amplifier, and current also gets amplified because in the reverse bias almost no current flows. So you can say it's almost infinite current gain we have, because the input is almost having zero current because it's a reverse bias. But here we have a large current flowing, and hence we say that it got moderate voltage gain and almost infinite current gain, and hence voltage gain is also there, current gain is also there, and the product is the power, and hence we can say this can produce power gain also. So that's all for now. More details to follow. Till then, take care. See you. Bye.